You've been with us from the very start.
In the good times and the bad.
As a fan of Formula One, you would definitely know that Max Verstappen just cannot secure a Formula One title without a high drama. The Red Bull driver has two now, both concluded with elements of Wagnerian theatrics. But how did he retain the title? Let's find out. He sealed the second with the victory here at the Japanese Grand Prix, but only after a long day of incident and anger. At the very final corner of the final lap, and as if all this were not enough, some moments of almost high farce of comic opera, as the champion himself was unaware he had done enough to seal the deal. After the huge controversy when he took his first title at Abu Dhabi last year, the 25-year-old was doubtless looking forward to closing this one out with some serenity. He had deserved this too, having earned this without a doubt, demonstrated not least in his 12th win this year from 18 races in the wet of Suzuka. It was a consummate display that illustrated why he has dominated and indeed won the title with 4 meetings remaining. To put Verstappen's achievement in context, he is only the 4th driver to have secured the championship with 4 or more races in hand. Michael Schumacher took it in 2002 with 6 to go, Nigel Mansell in 1992 with 5, while Sebastian Vettel won with 4 remaining also at the Japanese GP in 2011. Rare company indeed, but it was far from foregone that he wouldn't do it here. He needed a 112-point lead after this race, and in beating teammate Sergio Perez into 2nd and Ferrari's Charles Leclerc into 3rd, he finished just 113 up on Perez. Fine margins reflected in a race that had been delayed for over 2 hours because of heavy rain and wear. Of the 28 laps they managed to decide the title, it was the very last that made the difference. It had opened with just 2 laps before being red flagged as conditions deteriorated. When it resumed, the clock left time to reach only 28 laps. It was still in the rain on a treacherous surface, and yet Verstappen was mighty. Leclerc was in 2nd place and had been left behind, the Dutch driver consistently putting almost a 2nd lap on him as the Ferrari fell into the clutches of Perez. The Mexican harried him hard, and on the final lap as they ended the chicane, Leclerc just overlooked it and had to cut the corner. He emerged through the final turn still in front and took the flag in 2nd. It was enough to take the title fight on to the next round, but with surprising rapidity, the FIA investigated and shortly afterwards gave him a 5-second penalty, dropping him to 3rd. That made the difference. Yet, the new world champion had no idea he had won it, and he was not alone. Across the paddock, there was confusion as to just how many points he had earned. The FIA had changed the regulations last year regarding the points awarded in races suspended due to the weather, and their application was, it appeared, not entirely clear. Many considered only 2/3 would be applied for completing half the laps. For teams working within such a tightly regulated and highly technical sport, there was an unseemly amount of head scratching going on. Verstappen admitted he had no idea. Happy with the win, he climbed from the car and mid-post-race interviews, the penalty on Leclerc was announced. Yet the points issued remained unresolved. F1's own Hanging Chad, as his Red Bull team finally came to the conclusion that full points, crucial in deciding the title, would be awarded since the race had actually finished rather than ending suspended. The penny dropped. Their cheers alerted Verstappen, and F1 pressed the world champion massive celebration button, emitting light and noise that brooked no dissent. Verstappen still looked a little unconvinced, even as the big screen behind him displayed his own face with the words "World Champion" emblazoned across it. As an FIA representative confirmed it, that seemed to do the trick. All smiles afterwards. He was happy just to have finished the job. Although F1 may consider making some of its often arcane rulebook a little clearer, not least to those it directly affects. We hope you enjoyed the nail-biting action and high drama as Max Verstappen fought for the Formula One title. If you're a fan of Formula One, we'd love to hear your thoughts about this whole situation. Do you think Max Verstappen deserved to win the title? How do you think the other drivers performed? Let us know in the comments below. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our channel for more exciting Formula One content. See you at the next race.